Joe, I didn't mess my hair up, did I?
I ain't got a comb for that, pal.
Okay. I know, nobody has.
So what we will do before we open our meeting up, most of you here probably know Chris Canning, and she's also a Voice of Democracy winner in 86, 80, let's see, I gotta wipe my glasses back on.
That would help.
Yep, okay, 85, 6, and 7, am I right?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
And so she knew Mario Casanelli very well. And then we have another VOD winner sitting out here.
She's right over there.
Sturgeon. Oh, okay. In the 60s, Bill Sturgeon's wife. So she's going to talk a little bit, probably her experience knowing Mario. He was the Voice of Democracy chairman. But before we start that, why don't we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have our officer of the day call for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Present.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Please be seated. So I'll let you take over and we'll hear what you have to say.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's come out tonight to support me. I truly appreciate it. But I'm going to start you off with a little story. Please. Once upon a time, there was a voter, and the voter died. And he went up to heaven, and God said, "This is eternity. You got a cloud, you've got nice people." And the voter said, "You know, I want to make a really good choice. Do you mind if I go see downstairs?" God said, "Not a problem. Please, you go down and check it out for yourself." So he did, and when he got down there, he found that hell was a little bit wild with dancing girls in like Vegas. The voter said, this is what I think I might like. So back he went up to heaven. He said to God, "I mean no disrespect, but I need to tell you, I think I'm a better match down there." And God said, "That's okay, voter. You do what you think is right." So the voter went back down. But next time when he got to hell, it was burning fire. It was charcoal. It was awful. And then the voter said to the devil, "What happened?" And the devil clearly put his hand around the man and said, "Yesterday I was recruiting. Today you're staff." I'm not that kind of politician. What you see is what you get. I've been raised that way. I've been shown over the years what the word integrity and truth means. And I came today, yes, we could have had it in many venues, but I specifically went and asked if we could have it here. And the reason being, my Uncle Steve was a Vietnam vet. I also have cousins in the military, but one of the greatest influences in my life was Mario Casanelli. And Mario, his wife was Mary, if you remember Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Mary whipped Mario right into shape.
Yeah.
The two of them were the greatest influences in my life. And one thing that Mario used to do, he said to me, "Give back to your country." And he used to do the Voice of Democracy contest. My freshman year I tried, I didn't do so well. But by the next year, when I started to really understand what it means to be a U.S. citizen and what we need to give back to further our country, that is when I began winning, and I won for 3 years in a row, different positions, and I truly loved the Voice of Democracy. And long after the Voice of Democracy, when I had gone on to college, the Middle East, I always came back to visit Mario and Mary. And Mario would tell me, I guess when I was in high school, I was too young to hear Mario's stories from his time in Morocco. But now that I was older, I got to hear the truth. So I wanted to honor him. If I had to give this speech when I'm running for state senate, anywhere in all of the counties, it would be with the VFW, because you honestly gave me your start. And I really do appreciate it. I want to tell you a little bit about what I stand for. It's been very interesting to me through this political turmoil that we're seeing through the media. The word Republican, I am Republican, has sounded like a dirty little word, but the R stands for respect. And what has really amazed me is how people have lost touch with what history has taught us about the Republicans. The Republicans actually started up around 1854 because they were anti-slavery and they had it with the Democrats in their slavery. And so I have met women and African Americans and Asians who have said to me, "Oh, Chris, I'm with the Democrats." And I said, "Do you know your history? Because if you did, you'd know that the Democrats were the ones who actually fought Abraham Lincoln and others on the 14th Amendment. It was the Republicans who pushed it through." The Republicans also gave us our first woman in Congress. They also gave us the first woman to serve in the Senate and the House. They gave us the first Asian American to serve on Senate. We have a rich history of getting things done. We have had a lot of work, and if you think back in time, we're the ones who got the 400, after 444 days, we got the hostages out of Iran under Ronald Reagan. We fixed the economic problem. We've also been the strong party on other things. For example, it was Eisenhower who got us civil rights. We have to sit back and look and say, we can't rewrite history. History shows us the Republican Party aren't listeners, they're doers. And that's what I am. I've always been a doer. And I put my money where my mouth is. And people say, I'm hearing a lot of words, not actions. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm highly educated. I have 4 graduate degrees, 4 teaching licenses, a superintendent's license. But I also have a heart of gold. And I have been the whistleblower on 3 cases. I have gone to fight for the voiceless because I was blessed to get an education and be able to speak on behalf of others. I have been the one in there who speaks up, and I will speak up again. I think if I'm elected, I've already looked at the committees I want. I want on the Ways and Means. I want on the Education Committee. I would also like on the Homeland Security. I'd like to use my master's degree in foreign languages. And yes, I know Arabic fluently. I lived there for 14 years. And I think what I can do most for the people, I want to bring jobs. I have a vision. I've worked around the world in multiple countries, and that means bringing broadband so that we can have businesses without border. Informing Boston, and one person in this room, not going to say names, called me a pit bull. But I am a pit bull, but with lipstick. So, I plan to let Boston know, Boston does not stop at Worcester, and they're not doing us a favor by traveling out to Springfield. We exist. And we need to continue existing because right now, for the last 24 years, we've been run by Democrats, and now we are the 20th poorest county in the United States published. And that is not acceptable in my mind at all. And I will be very honest with you, we all know what Einstein said. If you continue to do the same thing time and time again and expect a different result, that is the definition of insanity. It's got to stop, and I hope it stops with me. I will guarantee you this. I have a lot of integrity, and if I say I'm going to go in and do it, I will do it. I'm not one of these people who says, "Oh, I'm tired." I'm never tired. People say to me, "You're like the Energizer Bunny. You keep going and going." And the reason is because I believe in people, and I believe I'm here to serve people. And the people here I want to see. For example, I'm against right now a Democratic bill that has gone in that's suggesting that illegal immigrants, not legal, I'm okay, but illegal immigrants will get Massachusetts driver's licenses, which can open them up right now to a lot of our benefits. When I am seeing homeless vets, when I am seeing vets that do not have the correct psychological and medical services, to me that's unacceptable. And right now I'm finishing my doctorate in compliance law. So I want to go in and not just talk anecdotally, I'll negotiate. No, I know how to read the contract, read the law, and I need to switch this for the people. We need the money coming in. We need sewers. There are basic things that I am seeing in developing countries that we do not have in Berkshire County, Franklin County, Hampshire, and Hampden. And if I can be the voice and I can get in there, I will say it and I won't back down. So I hope I have your support. I think I do because you all came and I'm very happy with that. I really appreciate it. And I'm always open too, unlike a lot of others who close people off. I love if you will, and Bill Winarowski, you are my living soul and person here, if you will argue with me, because I like to hear other people's opinions. You never can be complacent. You need to keep growing. And since I've been back in the Berkshires, one thing I haven't seen is growth. And that's something I want to see. Sometimes I feel like it's a pond, and you can slap and slap and slap, and ripples and ripples and ripples come out, but the water never changes. I am your changed water. I will be your new tributary. And I hope that I can help you. If you have any questions, always feel free to contact me. We're putting up a website. We're doing many things, and I will come talk to civics groups. And I am very much a constitutionalist, which means I really do believe that the government shouldn't be in your private lives. I support guns. I'm very open about that. And I think that if those things aren't good with your conscience, then I don't want you to feel obliged to vote for me. I want you to vote for me because you believe in me. Because I'll believe in you and I'll follow up with anything I do. So I thank you for your time tonight. I thank the VFW for having me. And I thank all the Republicans who have gone out endlessly searching for signatures. Just so you know, I went 30% over in signatures than I needed to get on. And that's not even including the ones that got the red line through them. I had more support from independents and Democrats. So that tells me this is a really good start. So thank you. I'm running unopposed right now. The other 3 people have to have a runoff because they're Democrats. But I hope in November you don't forget me. I'll find you. But remember, the pit bull with the lipstick. If there's anything I can do, I would be outside because I don't want to disturb your meeting. And I thank you for coming. I also brought goodies because, as I always say, the fatter you get, the thinner I look. So please, I welcome you and thank you for coming tonight. My name is Chris Canning. I put it here for the visual. But my name's Chris Canning, and I'll be running in November for State Senate for Ben's position. And I hope to see you out at the polls.
Thank you for
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
you for sharing your connection with the VFW.
And I really do hope you always continue that voice of democracy.
I'm the chairman.
Oh, are you? It was one of the best things I ever did. It really made me think, and it keeps you aware.
It's amazing what these kids come up with, too. Patriotic themes that they, describe in their essays.
Yeah, it is interesting, and I think it's going to become even more interesting as they watch the media now. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
And please, do you want me to get you anything? Help yourself. Thank you. And I'll step outside because they're going to have their meeting and they need to talk budgets.
Oh, yeah.
If I could add one
Dollar
thing,
there.
can I add one thing?
Yes.
If anyone is interested in doing a contribution,
Oh, yes, sorry.
we'll certainly take it.
Thank you. If anyone does, we will have that available. We'll make that known. Thank you so much.